Girls. Got a Ford Taurus here, 2015. The horns sound really, really bad. So where do you think the horns are located? Right behind here, underneath the driver's side headlight. You can see them if you poke through here. Okay, bolted to the frame. But it's easy to get through it through the wheel. So you have to remove the wheel, remove this little well liner. All right, it's got about maybe 4 screws and 2 clips. Bend it up out of the way, past the rotor, and there it is right there. All right, they're both attached to a bracket. The bracket is in there with a bolt right there. It's a weird size. By the way, the bolts over here are freaking standard. Don't ask why. Does not make sense. Everything is metric nowadays, and they went back with standard. But the bolt that's in there that's holding the horns is an 8mm. So explain that. All right, 8mm back there to take that bracket off, and the 2 horns will come out. We'll unplug it, and I'll show you the ones that I am going to replace it with. All right, and the screws that are over here, let me tell you what those are. I think they're 7/32. 5/16. Okay, 5/16. That's what's over here. 1 clip on the top there, 1 clip against there. Bend it up, out of the way, fold it, and we're off to the races. All right, so I'm gonna take that 8mm off, take the horns with the brackets, put them on the ground, and see what we got to do. All right, I'm gonna replace them with some AutoZone horns that they sell. All right, so let's do it. All right, this is what it looks like when it comes out. There's a little clip over here. Just pushing that tab and this whole unit will come out. The bolt is not screwed into the frame, it's screwed into one of these little C-clips. So make sure that doesn't break or fall into that slot. Otherwise, you're gonna lose it. All right, so it goes in one of those, goes in that little bottom hole to the left, all right? And it slots in through that big one. All right, so what we're using is the AutoZone sells the shore-built horns. I'm gonna use the Highway Blaster, high note, and the low note. For the same price, they have a standard horn too. So for the same price, why get the standard horn? All right, so these have 2 wires. These also have 2 wires. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna wire it. All right, try to use the same connector. Might have to break this off, and we'll see what we can do. All right, let's do it. And just a quick look at the connector. That's probably why your horn was intermittent. See it? It's corroded there. That could be one of your problems. All right, let's continue. All right, so this is the original configuration. Okay, the horns are pointing down so the water don't get into it. So just remember the little triangle, the little clip that goes up. All right, so it's going to take these nuts off, put the new horns in this spot, and we'll see what we do. All right, let's do it. There you go. Guess which one wasn't working? There you go. Think got a little water in there? For sure. Here's the other connector. Nice and clean. So this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use this. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to use this connector, so I plug into the factory connector, and then I'm going to use these 2 wires for hot and ground. All right, and I'll cover this up with black tape. Black tape will cover it. Let's do it. All right, so this is the setup I'm going with. All right, hooked the 2 wires that came with the horns together to the ground wire, and then I went with a blue wire connected to the hot wire, and the hot wire is connected together in here. All right, so the hot wire came out of the plug, went to one connector, blue wire came out, went to the other horn, and the 2 grounds go this way. There's other ways you could do it, you know what I mean? You could put the ground to the bracket, then this wire goes to the ground. But this is what I'm going with, okay? And I covered up the hole, because remember this came off the old horn, all right? And we're gonna put it in, and we're gonna test it. All right, plugged it in for now. Before we mount it, Let's test it with the remote. I'm going to hit lock. Oh yeah, very loud. Alright, now we're going to mount it and we'll put the rest of it all back together. There it is, sitting nice and pretty. Horns pointing down so the water won't sit in it. Time to get this wheel well up, around, twist it up, and we'll mount it back in, okay? Let's do that. Alright, these are the two little clips. Snapping the clips. This just pushes in, otherwise you could do it with a screwdriver. I mean a Phillips. Alright, they just snap in. This was the 5/16, and these were 7/32. Come on. I forget in this heat. Alright, so some more ones are 7/32. That's 5/16. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Alright, then you're done. Put the wheel back on. Horn is working good. Thanks for watching, folks.